This conference will now be recorded.
Just 1 second.
This conference will now be recorded.
Give me 1 second, guys. Yes, 1 second. Can anyone confirm? Can you hear me? Seven voice clearer.
Yeah, yes, Srini.
Yeah,
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Now, so good evening, everyone. First of all, welcome to PVR Cloud Tech. So my name is Srinivas. I'm having total 13 years of experience as a data engineer. Currently, I'm working as a senior data engineer in one of the MNC. Coming to my skill set, I started my career as a SQL developer. Later, I moved to big data stack. And the last couple of years, more than 4 years, I'm working in the Azure stack. So here I'm working on Azure Data Factory, Data Bricks, Synapse, Power BI, and Fabric. Recently, we started Fabric. So this is my skill set, guys. So today, what is the agenda? Guys, I can see some are freshers, some are non-IT guys, some are experienced, some are project manager high level also. So here I have to cover every one point of view. So first 10 to 15 minutes I'm going to explain very basic, guys. So every one point of view I have to consider. So first 10 to 15 minutes I'm going to explain very basic. So I'm going to start with what is data, what is database, what is ETL process, difference between database versus data warehouse, and then we'll go for what is cloud computing, and what are the roles and responsibilities of a data engineer, and then we'll go for Azure data engineering services. So as part of this Azure data engineering, so first I'm going to give the basic introduction, guys. So first 10-15 minutes I'm going to discuss these things. So first 10-15 minutes I'm going to discuss these things, then we'll go for actual data engineering, guys. Now, so here throughout our journey, we are going to frequently hear the terminology data. Data is a collection of raw facts. It can be any characters, any numbers, audio files, video files, images. So it can be anything, guys. A data is a collection of raw facts. A database is a collection of logically related data stored in a single place. Stored in a single place, which is nothing but a centralized location. A database is a place where you are going to store your data. Here, guys, before software came into picture, so if you go for our early days, okay, so people are maintaining the data in the books. For suppose you are going to start a business, so if you go for olden days, so the business related, whatever the sales, whatever the purchases, everything they are going to maintain in the, they are going to maintain in the books. Now here at end of the year, we are going to do manual calculation. We can come to know what is the profit and what is the loss of your business. So everything is manually. Once the software came into picture, we are going to maintain the data in the database. In the database where we can store the data in the rows and columns. For suppose simple example, so here consider a front end application, okay, Amazon. In the Amazon online form, online, so here first time when you log in, we are going to registration. So here you are going to fill the details. So here you are going to give the details, name, password, and then address, gender, location. So here you are going to fill the details. You are going to fill the details, name, okay, location, name, mail ID, okay, address. So whatever the details. So these details you are going to submit. After submitting the details, the data will be stored in the database. So here the data will be stored in the database. So here whatever the details you filled, okay, so when you submit, the details will be into the database. For suppose I have filled the details, okay. So here whatever the details you filled, the data will be in the form of a database. Sorry, the data will be in the form of tables. So here the data will be stored in the form of tables. So whatever the details you submitted, the data will be stored in the database in the form of rows and columns. So when you log in, it is going to take the details and it is going to display, okay. Here you can see earlier manual applications will be there. For suppose you are going to apply anything, so manually you are going to fill a form, you are going to send the courier, after your marks, based on that you will get a appointment letter, call letter, something. Once the software came into picture, everything is online, you are going to submit the details, the data will be in the database, you can retrieve the data from the database. Here, to organize the database, there is a software DBMS, a database management system, which is a software which organize the database, so creating, managing, so whatever the database related organization will be done by the database management system, it is a software, okay. Now here consider, just now I said we are going to maintain the data in the form of tables here. So consider I am having a banking related, consider ICICI. Earlier, if you remember 20 years back, if you want to go, if you want to withdraw amount, deposit amount, everything you have to go manually to, you have to visit the bank there, you have to fill a form, everything is manually. Now software came into picture, so they are going to maintain the data in the database. So they are going to maintain the data in the database. So consider, so I am having a database, okay, RDBMS software, consider Oracle. In the Oracle, I am going to maintain the customer details. So here guys, this DBMS, so there is a RDBMS, relational database management system, which is also a software where we can maintain the data in the tables, rows and columns. So multiple RDBMS systems are there, Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata, DB2, multiple database RDBMS systems are there. Okay, everywhere we are going to store the data and in the organized manner. Now, consider banking related, they are going to maintain the data in the database. So here consider I am having a details like this. So they are going to maintain the data in the database like this. So banking related, okay. Similar way, similar way. So here customer details are present here. I am having a customer related credit card transactions I am going to maintain here. credit card transactions I'm going to maintain here. So that data is also in the database. So where we can see data. So consider I'm having a data here. Okay. Now here you can see this one. You can see this one. So here what happened is ICICI related, they are going to maintain the customer details in the database, and customer card transactions related they are going to maintain in the database, different database. Now here the next one is ETL. ETL is a process. So here consider ETL, extract, transform, and load. Here the requirement is, so I am having a business user. So here I am having a high level manager for suppose consider. Here he would like to see the data. He would like to see customers who has done the transactions more than 5 lakhs last 1 month. Customer who has done the transactions more than 5 lakhs last month. Customers who has done the transaction more than 5 lakhs last month. So here he would like to see the data. Now he want to see customer ID, customer name, his date of birth, card number, transaction ID, sorry, transaction amount and transaction date. Transaction amount and transaction date. If you observe, customer ID, customer name, date of birth, mail ID, the customer details are present in this database, and the customer card transactions are present in the another database. Now, as per his requirement, okay, he want to see the both the data, customer ID, customer name, and card number, transaction amount, transaction date. Here we have to move the data into here, or we have to move the data into here. So customer details are present here, card transactions are present here. We have to move this data to here, or we have to get this data into here. So here ETL is a process. Consider I'm going to extract the data from the Oracle and load the data into the SQL Server. So here I'm going to extract from here and load it into here. Okay. Then what is T? Transformation. Transformation. Example. So as per the customer details in the table, example I'm saying it is in DDMM YYY format. But here he would like to see the date of birth in this format, MMDD format. So here what happened is, so whatever the data, okay, so when you are moving into here, as per the requirement, we can apply the transformation. So here there is a transformations, convert a date of birth from a DDMM YYY2, okay, MMDD format. So here this is one transformation. I'm extracting the from Oracle, apply the transformations, loaded into the target. So ETL is a process. As per the requirement, we have to move the data and we can apply the transformations. So in this case, I am going to use the source is the Oracle, target is the SQL Server. So it can be source and target. Source and target. It can be a file to file. It can be a table to table. It can be a table to file and a file to table. It can be anything, guys. So to do that, there are some predefined existed ETL tools are there. There are some ETL tools are there. Traditionally, we are having a Informatica, a data stage, Talend, Ab initio. Like multiple ETL tools are there as per the requirement, they are going to extract the data from any sources and load the data into the target, and they can apply the transformations. And here guys, once the data is here, on top of the data there will be a Power BI team or any reporting team. They are going to generate the reports. Here, as per the requirement, we can generate the report. Okay, consider an example similar way. I am having a, okay, 1 second. So here, consider I am having this one. So Amazon related, okay, any retailer platform. So here front end, you are going to submit the details. So front end, you are going to submit the details. So once the details are entered, okay, everything will be into the database. Everything will be into the database. Okay. Here consider I am having a different types of data. For suppose, so whatever the customers are there, so customers related data, and then whatever the orders he placed, products are there. So products related data, and then whatever the orders are placed. Okay, so this orders related data. So in the database, everything it is going to organize it in the database. Now, as per the requirement from here, okay, so we can organize the data. So there is a data warehouse where we can organize the data. On top of this one, we can generate the reports. On top of this one, we can generate the reports. Okay, so consider I am having a database where we are going to maintain the data in the tables. Now, here there is a one more thing, a database versus a data warehouse. Database versus a data warehouse. Consider here, I am having a database. So generally database is going to maintain the small amount of data. So consider 2025 Jan month, 2025 February month. So I am going to maintain the banking transactions data. So here database where we are going to maintain the data, in the database we can perform the OLTP operations, means online transactional processing. Example, withdraw amount in the ATM. When you withdraw amount in the ATM, you immediately your bank balance gets updated. So those kind of updates are performed in the database. And there is a data warehouse. Here, data warehouse, the name itself contains warehouse, huge amount of data. So here, a data warehouse where we can maintain the historical data. Where we are maintain the historical data. So here, consider transactions related. Here, it is going to maintain 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 Jan, 2025 Feb. So periodically we are going to move the data from database to data warehouse. In the data warehouse, we are going to maintain the historical data. As we have a historical data, huge amount of data, we can perform the analytics. So which is OLAP operations, we can perform online analytical processing. Example, okay, monthly credit card bill generation. So here entire data will be present here. Monthly once we can generate the report from here. And here consider annual bank statement. So we are going to do in the data warehouse. On top of the data warehouse, we can generate the reports. So if you want to generate the reports, we have to generate from the data warehouse. Guys, here our main responsibility is to provide the data to the reporting team. To provide the data to the reporting team. So be a data engineer, you have to organize the data here. Organize the data here. As per the requirement, you have to provide the data to the reporting team. For suppose consider in this example, so I am having a customer's data, orders data, products data. Now, so here I maintain this data in the tables. Consider I am having a data warehouse, I am going to maintain the data in the tables. For suppose a user, high level, for suppose consider Flipkart. Okay, this person is asking, this person requirement is, so consider they provided a big billion day. Now he would like to see the, he would like to see the sales happened before and big billion day. So what is the sales happened? So the data is present in this data warehouse. In the form of tables, it is present. Okay. Now he would like to see the changes. If he interact with these tables, he cannot able to understand anything. So ultimate aim is we have to provide the data to these business people. So consider here. So here I am having a report. So I am going to provide the data. So here he would like to see. Okay. So here he would like to see the a report such a way that each brand related, what is the sales difference, what is the sales difference, which brand it is having the highest sales. Now whatever the data, once if I show this data in the form of report, then he can able to understand, okay, so OnePlus is having a sales normal day and big billion day, the sales is changed. So here, be a data engineer, your responsibility is we have to organize the data here. So we have to organize the data as per the requirement. So in the data warehouse, we are going to organize the data. On top of this, people are generating the reports. Okay. So here, a data warehouse contains huge amount of data using ETL tools. So using any ETL tools, we'll move the data from source to target. So here from database to data warehouse, here we are going to maintain the historical data here. Okay. And nowadays, here we are having one more terminology, a data lake. A data lake, which is a distributed file system. So here what happened is, this traditional data warehouse, they are going to maintain up to certain amount of data, and here it is going to maintain the data only structured data. So here guys, we can see the terminology, one terminology, so which is big data. If you observe last decade, people are using the buzzword big data, big data. Guys, big data is, it is not any software, it is not any programming language, it is a logical term. It is a logical term. So here it is a logical term. So big data related mainly three V's, three characteristics, three V's characteristics. Guys, some people are saying 7 V's, 5 V's. Okay, the main V's are, one is a volume point of view, another one is velocity, and the third one is a variety. So what is the big data? It is a logical term. Mainly it is having three characteristics. One is a volume point of view, which is a huge amount of data. Huge amount of data. Consider I am having a Gmail, which is having attachment size is 25 MB. 25 MB, it's a size capacity. Now if you are trying to attach more than 20 MB file, more than 25 MB, if you try to attach more than 25 MB, in Gmail point of view, it is a big data. So big data is try to, okay, here in this case, I am going to attach more than its capacity. Okay. And here, nowadays, we can see huge amount of data, particularly social media. Consider Facebook, Insta. You are uploading one image, backend, a data will be stored. YouTube, consider huge amount of data is generating nowadays. And also, industry is also maintaining the huge amount of data. So now, industry is also maintaining the huge amount of data, maintaining big data, mainly to do predictions. Mainly to do predictions. Consider an example. I am the Flipkart customer. I am the Flipkart customer. Consider Flipkart is maintaining only 6 months of data. Flipkart is maintaining only 6 months of data. By observing my 6 months of data, they can predict that. Okay, so here by seeing my last 6 months of data, if you observe my 6 months, I'm going to purchase on more on baby products. More on baby products. So they can predict that this candidate last 6 months purchasing more on baby products. So they can predict that next 1 year also he can spend more on baby products so that they can run the campaign and he will get a offers accordingly. Offers accordingly. Because of my 6 months data, they predict that one. For suppose, if these people are maintaining my 2 years of data, for suppose these people are maintaining my 2 years of data, 2 years back I purchased a mobile, then they can predict that this candidate may change the mobile now. So they will run the campaign and they will get offers accordingly. They will run the campaigns and they will get offers accordingly. So because of maintaining the huge amount of data, they can do more predictions about the customer. Consider one more thing. Example, ICICI Bank. I am having a credit card. Credit card. My current, so this ICICI maintaining only 1 year data. My current credit card limit is 1 lakh. Now, because they are maintaining 1 year data, by seeing my 1 year data, I am going to pay every time on time. So because of 1 year they have my data, so they can check. So he is paying on time every time. So they are going to increase the limit from 1 lakh to 3 lakhs. For suppose they are maintaining my 3 years of data, they are maintaining huge data. So first 2 years I did not paid on time, so they can increase the limit from 1.1 lakh to 1.5 lakhs. So here, if they maintain the huge amount of data, they can do more predictions on top of it. So that's why industry is also maintaining the huge amount of data nowadays. And the velocity, high speed generating data, which is nothing but continuous generating data. Continuous generating data, streaming data. Example, CC cams. Morning it is in terms of KBs, end of the day it is in terms of MBs, continuously generating the data. Variety. So variety. There are three types of data, three varieties of data. One is structured data. Another one is a semi-structured data. And third one is a unstructured data. Unstructured data. Structured data, it is in terms of any tables, rows and columns and any delimited files. And semi-structured data, XML files and JSON files. And unstructured data, audio files, video files, images. Okay, so these are all different categories of the data. Here what happened is, whatever the traditional data warehouse, it is going to support structured data, okay, semi-structured data. But here huge amount of data it does not support, the data warehouse does not support. To overcome this one, we are having a data lake. So data lake where multiple systems connected over a network. So whatever the data distributed between the multiple systems, Guys, in detail, data lake related coming classes I will tell you. So here what you have to understand is a data lake is a distributed file system mainly to handle a huge amount of data, big data to handle, we can implement the data lake. So data warehouse, only structured data up to certain limit, but data lake, unlimited data you can store here in the data lake. Okay, guys, let me save this one. Guys, whatever the recording, okay, everything will be uploaded in the drive and I will provide the drive access to you. Okay, data lake is a distributed file system. Now here, next, this is one terminology you have to understand, guys: database, data warehouse and data lake. So here, this big data is having two challenges. Big data is having two challenges. One is how to store the data. Another one is how to process the data. Okay, guys, storage related. Okay, the traditional data warehouse does not support this one. Okay, so how to store the data is one challenge. How to process the data is one more challenge. These challenges are overcome by the Hadoop, guys. Now, whatever the things done in the Hadoop, the same thing we can do for cloud environment also. Cloud environment also. Here, in the Hadoop, completely traditional way, so manual intervention will be there. Now, people are going for the cloud environment. So, to handle the huge amount of data, so the traditional data warehouse does not able to handle, so which is going to handle by the cloud environment. So which is going to handle the cloud environment. So how to store the data, how to process the data. One way is we can go for Hadoop, but it is in the traditional thing. The same thing we can go for cloud environment. So here what you have to understand, what is cloud? What is cloud computing? What is cloud computing? Before going to this cloud computing, let me tell you one simple. Consider I'm going to start a website like flipkart.com, like flipkart.com. I want to start a retailer website. Okay, did I discuss about ready delta lake? Those concepts I will tell you. Okay, now here people, so here people are entire different backgrounds, so from the scratch I'm going to discuss, guys. Okay, so I will discuss those things in the next classes, delta lake and all. Okay, now cloud computing. So here I am the person, I'm going to start a website like Flipkart. I want to start my own website. So here for this, what are the things are required? I want to purchase the web servers. I want to purchase the databases. So for this, I have to maintain the office environment. Infrastructure is required. Infrastructure is required. And for this, I'm going to purchase some software licenses related. And then I'm going for networking related and security related. So like this, multiple things are there. So I purchased everything and I started my website. Okay, I started my website. After 6 months, after 6 months, I came to know my business is not expected. Business is not expected. I want to shut down the business. I want to shut down this one. So here, whatever you spend, everything will be gone. Everything will be gone. So here, instead of maintaining your own environment, we can go for cloud providers. We can go for cloud environment. There are some cloud providers are there. So they provided all the services. They provided all the services and you have to pay for it. Consider one simple example. Okay, consider one example. Okay, I'm going to stay in the home. I'm in my home. Okay, I'm using my laptop. I'm using my laptop. So this laptop, it is connected to the power socket. So it is connected to the power socket. Okay, for your home, okay, you are getting the power from the nearby power station. So here, for your home, you are getting the power from your in the your village. There is a power station will be there. So from there, you are going to get the power to your home. Okay. Now, end of the month, you are going to get the power bill. Power bill based on amount of power consumed. Based on amount of power consumed, you are going to get the power bill. Okay. So if you consume more power bill will be generated. Similar way, here in the cloud environment, there are some cloud providers are there. There are some cloud providers are there. Here, whatever the services you required, all those services they are going to provide here. All those services they are going to provide here. Now, you are the person, you are going to utilize those cloud services. So you are the person, you are going to utilize those cloud services, then you can pay for it. If you consume more space, more services, more bill you have to generate it, more bill you have to pay. For suppose consider, I started a business, so I'm going to maintain 1 TB data. Okay, my business is good. Okay, my business is good. So I'm going to maintain the 6 months of customers data. So for this 1 TB, so consider $100. So I can pay for it. Later, so my business is very good. Okay, so I want to maintain customers data, 2 years of data. So then I can increase the capacity. Now for suppose it is not good. Okay, I want to maintain only, okay, 3 months of data. So if you maintain only 500 GB data, then we can go for that one. So based on the usage, we have to pay the power bill. So here, cloud computing is a on-demand delivery of IT resources. Cloud computing is on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. So through internet, we can access the cloud provided services. So here you can see, instead of buying, owning, maintaining physical data centers. So here observe this one. Instead of maintaining your own power station, so whatever the power station common, we are going to use this one. Similar way, cloud providers provided all these services. You are going to utilize those services and you are going to pay for it. You are going to pay for it. Here, guys. So the popular cloud providers are, one is Amazon. So they provided a service, AWS, Amazon Web Service. Another one is Google. They are having a GCP platform. Another one is Microsoft. They are going to provide a platform Azure. So they are going to provide the platform Azure. As part of our learning, data engineering related activities we are going to perform in the Azure. Data engineering activities we are going to perform in the Azure. Okay. Now, guys, let me save this one. Okay. Now, here, guys, for suppose before cloud, okay, now people are maintaining the cloud because of maintaining the huge amount of data nowadays. Traditionally, they are going to have a traditionally they are having a data warehouses, but now people are going to maintain the huge amount of data. So they have chosen the data lakes. this data lake related, the storage is already available in the cloud, environments. Okay, and here guys, the services are provided by all the cloud environments are same. For suppose storage related, here we can have a S3 buckets, here we have a Google storage, cloud storage, and here we are having blob storage accounts, ADLS. So here we are having, for suppose ETL tools, we are having a glue, here we are having a different ETL tool, and here we are having a data factory. So the services are same. Based on the requirement you can use the service. As part of our learning, I am going to discuss in the Azure. Once if you are familiar with one cloud, automatically you will learn another cloud within hours. Okay, here guys, traditionally what happened is, one second, okay, let me save this one. Okay, now observe this one. So traditionally, before cloud and all, people are maintaining the source system. For suppose consider an example, ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank. ICICI related, they are going to maintain the data warehouse platform. Okay, traditionally, before cloud, traditionally they are going to maintain, consider data warehouse. Okay, so here ICICI related, there will be a source system. Consider here Visa and Master. Visa and Master, this is the source system for ICICI. So here, so this Visa Master is the third party one. They are going to maintain, okay, they are going to maintain different bank transactions, ICICI, HDFC, a different one. For ICICI, source system is the Visa and Master. Now, here, consider they are going to maintain the data in the Linux file system, okay. So consider they are going to maintain the data in the Linux file system. Here traditionally, not now, okay, traditionally ICICI related also they are having a Linux file system. So here what happened is, using any ETL tools, so using any ETL tools, or we can go for FTP connectivity, FTP connection, these people are sending the data to here. So they are going to send the data, ICICI debit card transactions underscore, okay, for suppose 16/02/2025.txt. Now they will send the data to here, guys. Here they will send the data to here. Now from here, using any ETL tool, I want to load the data into the table. I want to load the data into the table. On top of the table, on top of the data warehouse, there is a Power BI team. They are going to generate the reports. They are going to generate the reports. They are going to generate the reports. Here, guys, be a data engineer. Your responsibility is, so here, be a data engineer. Your main responsibility is, we have to ingest the data, load the data into the tables, as per the requirement, provide the data to the reporting team. So here, the main roles and responsibilities of the data engineer is, one is a data ingestion and data processing, and provide the data to the reporting team. Okay, so here, as per the requirement, we have to connect into the source, get your data, organize the data in the form of tables here in the data warehouse. As per the business requirement, we have to provide the data. For suppose I am the customer, so I would like to see, okay, so I'm having a, consider DMart people, they are having a different area stores. So here every week they would like to see the report, each store how much sales when compared to the previous week. Like this, everything you have to provide. So when you provide the data to them in the form of table, they cannot understand anything. You have to provide in the report. So here, so there will be a traditionally ETL developers are there. They are going to ingest the data. Now the same thing has to be done by the data engineer. So the main responsibility of the data engineer is we have to ingest the data. Once the data ingestion is done, we have to process the data. Process means, for suppose I am having a basket which is having 10 fruits, out of which 9 apples, 1 mango. So now you want to identify the mango, you have to do search operation. Similar way, I am having a huge amount of data. As per the requirement, I have to fetch the requirement, so I have to process the data. Okay, so as per the requirement, we have to build the data, provide the data to the report team. That is also responsibilities of the data engineer. Now, traditionally, whatever you are doing, guys, the same thing we are going to do in the cloud environment also. Earlier, data lake is data warehouse is fine to maintain the historical data, but nowadays the data is increasing more. So I want to maintain this data. So traditional data warehouse does not support this one. So that's why data lakes are came into picture. Data lakes are came into picture. So here, what happened is, so let me save this one. So here, data lakes are came into picture. So data lake, which is a distributed file system. So here consider Azure related ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage. Okay. As I said already, in the cloud environment, they provided all the services. As per the requirement, you have to use the service. One of the service is the data lake. One of the service is the data lake. So for suppose consider ICICI related, they are going to maintain the lake. Now they are having a different source systems. Consider I am having a Visa and Master. Visa and Master. So here they are maintaining the data in their environment. So consider I'm having a loans related. Okay, any other. So there may be a multiple sources. Now what happened is earlier they are having a data. Now they want to maintain everything in the single place. So I want to get the data into here. I want to maintain all the data here because here I can maintain the data platform. I can maintain the data platform. So we have to ingest the data from multiple sources into the lake. Data platform. So here, be a data engineer, particularly Azure data engineer. So your responsibility is you have to build a data platform. So whatever the sources data, so we are going to ingest the data into the lake, and here we are going to maintain the data in the delta tables. So what is delta tables, delta lake, I will tell you in the coming sessions. So here we have to ingest the data. We need some ETL tool. So here we can use the ADF, Azure Data Factory. Once it is the huge amount of data, I want to process the data. So here if it is a 10 fruits, you will get such operation easily. For suppose here I am having a 1 million fruits, means huge amount of data. So here also I want to do the search operation fast. Okay, so to do that, so here we are having a services called data bricks. On top of the data lake, we have a using data bricks we can process the data. Okay, so let me tell you now. Here observe this one. So here as part of our learning, we are going to do data engineering services. So earlier we are having a ETL tools and we have a database system, RDBMS data warehouses and all. Now the same thing we are going to do in the Azure. So mainly to handle the big data, guys. Mainly to handle the big data. Here, what are the Azure data engineering services you are going to learn? One is Azure storage accounts. Azure storage accounts. So here guys, in the cloud environment, we have a all category of the services, guys. So virtual missions, web applications, network related, security related, AI related, data engineering services related, among so multiple hundreds of services are available. Among all data engineering related services we are going to learn. Okay, we are going to learn. So here Azure storage account, another one is Azure data factory. Azure Data Factory, which is a cloud ETL, guys. Those who already working in the ETL background, the way Informatica data stays, okay, so we can use the same kind of operations we can perform in the cloud ETL. So which is a data factory. Also, we can do another ingestion processing, scheduling, monitoring, everything we can do in the data factory in the UI manner, completely UI based, drag and drop. And one more service we are going to learn, Azure Databricks. As I said here, Azure storage account, mainly we are having ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage. Guys, some people this terminology is completely new. I can understand. Going forward, you will habituated this one, guys. Azure Data Lake Storage, main I can maintain the huge amount of data now here. Huge amount of data here. Databricks to process the huge amount of data. Process the big data. So here, for this, we are having a Spark engine. So there is a Spark clusters. Okay, so what is Spark? Okay, a processing engine. For suppose in the Oracle, we have a SQL engine which we can do the computation. Similar way, huge amount of data we can handle in the Spark engine. How to handle, I can tell you, mainly to process the big data. Traditionally, those who already working in the Hadoop, there we might have PySpark. You learn the same PySpark is available here as it is, guys. The environment is different, syntaxes, everything is same. As part of our learning, I am going to discuss this Spark related code. I am going to write in the Python, which is a PySpark, and I am going to discuss the Azure SQL Server. So traditionally, whatever the SQL Server to maintain the data, the same SQL Server is available in the cloud. And here we are going to discuss the Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. So here, guys, whatever the storage account, data factory, Databricks, SQL Server, all are integrated in the Synapse. All are integrated in the Synapse. So once you are clear above components, Synapse is a matter of hours, guys. Hours. And also, as part of our learning, we are going to discuss the Azure Key Vault and Azure Logic Apps to send them email notifications. And also, I will give the overview of the Azure Fabric, guys, because it is not at productionized. Okay, so recently they launched this one last year, before last year, 2023 June, Azure Fabric. So here, what happened is Azure. See, these are all integrated in the Synapse. Okay, Synapse plus Power BI is the Synapse plus Power BI. Okay, is the Azure Fabric, guys. So some people are saying Azure Fabric directly, guys. Even if you go for Azure Fabric, also internally we are going to discuss with the Synapse. Internally, Synapse, to understand the Synapse, these three components are required. Because what happened is nowadays the projects are Fabric related, not yet completely started, guys. Whatever the existed projects existed last 5 years, people are using these services. So these, they have to converted this one into Fabric. It is not yet completely started. So if you go for directly Fabric sessions, you won't be understand, guys. So that's why I'm going to cover these services individually, then which is integrated in the Synapse, and then I'm going for Fabric. After this, I'm going to discuss the end-to-end project, guys. Okay, end-to-end projects I will discuss. Okay, so this is the course content we are going to discuss, guys. Okay, and before that, what is the prerequisite for this one? What is the prerequisite for this one? So here, using these data services, I'm going to build a data platform. I'm going to build a data platform. When you joined into the project, your project related, there will be a source system. So traditionally they might be doing these kind of thing. Now you are going to move everything into the cloud. Everything into the cloud. Here guys, what is the prerequisite for this one is basics of any language. Basics in the sense, what is variables, what is data types, what is if condition, what is loops, what is functions. Okay, here you no need to be an extraordinary language in the extraordinary language expert is not required guys. And also basics of SQL. Basics of SQL. Guys, these things, so I'm going to choose in the Python. So Python and SQL, I'm going to provide the recording sessions guys. So because my course is completely 3 months course, this completely, okay, if I start Python and SQL itself, it is going to take 2 months. So that's why, so some people are going to say course Azure data engineering 3 months, there they are discussing Python and SQL 1 month like that. But I am discussing Python and SQL related, I will provide the recording sessions. Okay, that is completely spoon feeding. Even 5th class, 6th class students are also completed my Python and SQL sessions guys. Okay, and remaining everything I'm going to cover here itself. Okay, in the live sessions I'm going to discuss things. So after the session completed, every day I'm going to provide the recording guys. Okay guys, many people are enter different background. So here in the session, in the live session, you will understand only 40%. When you go for recording, you will understand 80%. And when you do practice, then only you will understand 100% guys. Okay, because mine is completely practical oriented. Practical oriented. Theoretical related, you can go to the YouTube, you will get a tons of material. But mine is a practical oriented, and here completely this is the live sessions only. Okay, if you want recording previous, I will provide the recordings as well. So my sessions is completely live sessions only guys. Okay, so here also we are going to discuss after course completed. Okay, so we are going to provide the interview questions. Interview questions, resume preparation. Guys, some people are experienced guys. So for suppose 15 years experience, so 15 years we cannot make Azure, right? So how to prepare a resume also I will tell you, and mock interviews. Okay, these are all the course curriculum guys. Okay, and here guys, few minutes I will address. Okay, I can mirror screen delta lake I will discuss. Okay, providing the resource through internet. Okay, ingestion, what kind of projects. So here projects related guys, I'm going to discuss the migration projects is one thing, because existed data is in the on-premises environment. Existed data in the on-premises environment. So I'm going to ingest the data into the lake. And those who already having an idea guys, after ingesting the data, I'm going to build the data lake. So I'm using the Medallion architecture and provide the organized the data and provide the data to the reporting guys. Okay, and here guys, why we are, okay guys, so here only one course guys, only Azure data engineering course, only one course. I am the trainer. Okay, completely on data engineering related only. Okay, if you have multiple courses, multiple faculties, we are not, so we are handling only one course. And completely this is the practical oriented guys, practical oriented. And here some institutes, what happened is the trainers are may not available, you don't have even contacts also. Okay, now I am the one, I can provide my contact details also, you can connect one to one whenever you requirement. After the batch completed, after sessions completed, when you go for any interview, if you face any toughest questions or anything, so you can ping me, I can respond you guys. Okay, and here every day I'm going to provide the assignments guys, because learning is when you go for assignments, then only you can learn. Okay, and if the course is, if people are thinking if it is a duration is more, okay, then you can go for parallel also. because data factory and data bricks two individual guys. Once you completed these two, as I said, this is the combination of this one and this is the combination of fabric. Okay, and people are in the dilemma. I am having a I'm a testing background, I'm a non-IT background, can we survive here? Yes, of course guys. See, for suppose normal people take 3 months, for you it will take 4 months. Okay, here it will be some extra efforts are required guys. And coming to particularly programming related, people are scared about the programming guys. Nowadays you no need to worry at all, we have a plenty of AI tools are available. We have a plenty of AI tools are available here guys. In the Databricks you have to write a certain amount of code, that is also available. Databricks itself already integrated with AI, so directly you will get the code, you have to integrate the code, that's it. Okay, but here what happened is too much of addiction to AI becomes difficult guys. For suppose consider mathematics related. So once calculators came into picture, your life become easy. But finally people are forget about the simple mathematics also. Simple mathematics also people are forgetting. Similar way AI tools. Okay, so here this programming language related Python, for suppose Python, if you know basics, okay, so if you go for AI tools you will get the code, but you should understand the basic at least guys. Once you strong the basics, so whatever the code you will understand. But too much dependency on AI tools will be difficult guys. So people are finally what happened is people are don't have the logical thinking. Finally blindly they depends upon the AI tools, so let it be. But developer life become very easy guys. Okay, and nowadays guys, at least one cloud is mandatory in your curriculum. So I am going to explain in the Azure, one cloud and one programming language. One programming language. Okay, consider Python. If you go for 10 years, 15 years interview, also people are expecting at least one language, guys. People are expecting at least one language. Okay, and here I am going to cover Azure and Python here. And also nowadays, industry is expecting multiple skills. Kind of jack of all, master of none. So you don't need to be a master in one. So jack of all. People are expecting multiple skills. So that's earlier we have a tester is different, developer is different, ETL developer, reporter, all are different. Now the data engineer has to do everything. Okay, so people are expecting multiple skills nowadays. And here, so those who are all in the comfort zone, guys. So many people are in the comfort zone. So 10 years, okay, 10 years, 15 years in the same organization. I will get a multiple calls. Okay, so they are staying at, suddenly they are asking their lead or manager, they are asking to, they are doing some layoff. Now they are in the dilemma. So guys, whether you joined or not, always at least a course every year, guys. Every year, upgrade your skills. Upgrade your skills. So nowadays people are saying data science, AI related. Guys, AI data science, okay, fine. What about the opportunities? You don't have much opportunities are there. People are, so consider data science related. Last decade, people are saying, people are purchasing 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs for this one. Okay, what about the opportunities related? So here guys, data engineer related, you can see no career everywhere, opportunities related, packages related. You cannot stop generating the data. Here guys, you cannot stop generating the data unless the data is, so here the data is generated, your job is safe. Here be a data engineer, your responsibility is you have to ingest the data, you have to organize the data, and we have to provide the data. Once data engineer provided, so data science team, they are going to do some analytics on top of it, they are going to do some predictions on top of it. So here, that to the data engineering role, now we are going to learn in the cloud. We are going to learn in the cloud. Trust me guys, next decade cloud will rule. Okay, you cannot stop generating the data. So what you can do is you have to organize. Who is going to do organize? Data engineer is going to do organize. Okay, so as part of our learning, these are all the data engineering services we are going to learn, guys. Okay, so here guys, if you have anything, okay, so experienced guys, if you have any doubts, if you are asked, you can ask, otherwise you can message me in WhatsApp also, 460607994. So WhatsApp I am going to maintain, guys. Under normal calls, admin is going to respond. Okay, so here what did we understand today is data, which is a collection of raw facts, database where you are going to store the data which is happened in the traditionally, ETL is a process to extract the data, apply the transformations and load, and here database, OLTP transactions, small limited amount of data, data warehouse, huge amount of data. So here, as we are increasing the data, we are going to maintain the data lake. Okay, and cloud computing, instead of maintaining your own environment, you can utilize the cloud services and you can pay for it. And main roles and responsibilities of the data engineer is to ingest the data, organize the data, and to provide the data to the reporting team. And so these are all we are going to do in the Azure data engineering services, guys. Okay, guys, those who are all new, okay, as I said, in the live we will understand 40%, go through the recording, I will share the recording right away. So try to record. Live is 1 hour, recording is 1 hour, you can practice, go through the recording and do practice, guys. Okay, so many people, non-IT people, guys, other people, as I said, 3 months, for you it will take 4 months, but make sure the career will be there, guys. So come out of your comfort zone. Okay, so tomorrow also we'll have the session using the same link, guys. So for recording related, guys, you can fill the form and join the WhatsApp group. Guys, doubts related I will address. Okay, I will address. And here, guys, so my further updates you can see in the Instagram and YouTube, you can follow this one. Okay, and coming to the course content, guys, you can see here the course content. So here, guys, Python and SQL, I'm going to provide the recording sessions, guys, because Python SQL, that only Python and SQL I can explain 2 months. Instead of that, you can go through the recording, spoon feeding, one to one. If you stuck anywhere, one to one, I can help you, guys. And even experienced people also, guys. If you are able to join, you can join the live sessions. And if you want to take any recording sessions, previous batch, you can take that one, guys. Okay, and here, as per this content, guys, data factory, data bricks and synapse, but I'm going to add the fabric also. Here I did not mention the fabric, but I will add the fabric also, guys. Okay, so the same thing I explained in the content, guys. Okay, you can go through the content, because if I discuss the content level, okay, you are not able to understand, because you are completely new to this one. So these are all the services I'm going to learn. Okay, guys, here you can take the content. Okay, so here I'm going to provide the best content. Why? Because I this is my 53rd batch, not 1 2 3. Okay, 53rd batch, guys. Okay, and guys, one more thing. So this is for today, and if you have any this one, you can join it tomorrow using the same link, guys. And for experienced guys, okay, so here payment details related, you will get an email. Okay, and here I'm going to provide the, okay, GST bill also you can claim. GST bill also you can claim, guys. Okay, today, tomorrow also demo session, you can join the same link. So let me address the doubts. Thank you.